Welcome to Source Evaluation. Is this information scholarly, trade, or popular? This tutorial will help you identify when an information source is from a scholarly periodical, trade periodical, or popular periodical. I should start by explaining what a periodical is anyways. It's anything published periodically, meaning daily or weekly, monthly or bi-monthly, or quarterly. They contain articles, reviews, columns, and much more. And they have many authors, so magazines, newspapers, academic journals. Let's start with scholarly periodicals. Scholarly periodicals, sometimes called academic journals, are how researchers communicate their latest findings and discoveries. They are written by experts in their field and go through a rigorous peer review or referee process. The language in these articles is academic and discipline specific, and the articles will often follow a particular format. For example, they will contain an abstract, introduction, literature review, methods, and so on. Most importantly, they will always have a references section. Let's take a look at the record for a scholarly periodical. This is the place to locate information about the coverage of the journal and whether it is peer-reviewed. But what if you just have the article? Don't worry, there are clues on scholarly articles too. Look for author affiliations, received and accepted dates, or an abstract. What about trade periodicals? These are periodicals, or journals, where you can find articles on industry trends or product reviews. They are written for practitioners, and the authors are often those same practitioners or other professionals. The language, while not as formal as scholarly periodicals, is still technical and discipline specific. While you may find a few citations or footnotes, it's likely there will not be a references section for a trade article, and these articles have not been through a peer review process. Just like with scholarly periodicals, we can refer to the record of a trade periodical to discover the coverage and peer review status. Trade articles, while they may cover similar topics as scholarly articles, have their own set of clues. Take this example. The article itself is much more colorful than the previous example of a scholarly article. There also isn't an author or author affiliations listed at the top of the article. And in fact, if we read a few paragraphs, we can even see this article is about the trends of healthcare workers receiving flu shots. These are all good clues this article is not scholarly, but rather trade. But this doesn't mean it won't be helpful for your research. What about popular periodicals? You probably know them better as magazines, and you've probably all seen them at the Wegmans checkout line. Popular periodicals have general interest stories, editorials, and interviews. They are written by journalists and freelancers, and their language is very informal. In place of a peer review process, they have fact checkers, and they rarely have citations or footnotes. Sometimes it can be hard to tell if an information source is considered a popular source or not. Looking at the record of the publication, you can check to see the coverage and peer review status. What about the article you just read in USA Today? Newspapers are also considered popular periodicals. Note the shorter length of the article, the lack of citations or footnotes, and no author or author affiliations listed. That's it for source evaluation. Is this information source scholarly, trade, or popular? Don't forget to check out the next tutorial in this series, Source Evaluation, the Internet.